He who follows what is right and loving and kind finds life, right standing with God and honor. Proud, self-important, and one who laughs at the truth are the names of the man who acts without respect and is proud. Welcome to day 21, and Proverbs 21 reading is from verse 1 to 31. So let's quickly read. The heart of the king is like rivers of water in the land of the Lord. He turns it where he wishes. Every man's way is right in his own eyes, but the Lord knows the heart. To do what is right and good and fair is more pleasing to the Lord than gifts given on the altar in worship. Eyes lifted high and a proud heart is sin and is the lamp of the sinful. The plans of those who do their best lead only to having all they need, but all who are in a hurry come only to want. Getting riches by a lying tongue is like a passing cloud and leads to the death. The way the sinful hurt others will draw them away because they will not do what is right and fair. The way of a guilty man is sinful, but the actions of the pure man are right. It is better to live in a corner of a roof than in a house shared with an arguing woman. The soul of the sinful has a desire for what is bad. His neighbor finds no favor in his eyes. When the man who laughs at the truth is punished, the fool becomes wise. When a wise man is taught, he gets much learning. The one who is right and good thinks about the house of the sinful, and the sinful are thrown down to be destroyed. He who shuts his ears to the cry of the poor will also cry himself and not be answered. A gift in secret quiets anger, a gift from the heart quiets strong anger. When what is right and fair is done, it is a joy for those who are right with God, but it fills the sinful with fear. A man who goes away from the way of understanding will rest in the gathering of the dead. He who loves only fun will become a poor man. He who loves wine and oil will not become rich. The sinful man is the price given for the man who is right with God, the man who is not faithful for the faithful man. It is better to live in a desert land than with a woman who argues and causes trouble. There are riches and all great worth in the house of the wise, but a foolish man swallows them up. He who follows what is right and loving and kind finds life, right standing with God and honor. A wise man goes over the city walls of the powerful and brings down the strong place in which they trust. He who watches over his mouth and his tongue keeps his soul from troubles. Proud, self-important, and one who laughs at the truth are the names of the man who acts without respect and is proud. The desire of the lazy man kills him, for his hands will not work. He is filled with desire all day long, but the man who is right with God gives all he can. The gift given on an altar in worship by the sinful is a hated thing. How much more when he brings it for the wrong reason? A person who tells a lie about someone else will be loved, but the man who listens to the truth will speak forever. A sinful man's face shows he is pretending, but a good man is sure of himself. There is no wisdom and no understanding and no words that can stand against the Lord. The horse is made ready for war, but the winning the fight belongs to the Lord. Let's start with the last verse, 31, which says, the horse is made ready for war, but the winning the fight belongs to the Lord. It means there's this Bible verse that says, you work, but it's the Lord that gives the increase. That's one part of the Bible. There's also the one that says, man proposes, God disposes. It means that as much as the work of our hands, we need to be hardworking and all that. It's God that gives the increase. He says, but winning the fight belongs to the Lord. We need to always pray to God to have mercy on us, to bless the work of our hand. It is in us to do the work, but it's in God to bless us. Now, there are two verses that reiterated why a wife shouldn't argue. And the first one says, the one is verse 18, if I'm right. It says, it is better to stay in a quiet place than to be with a woman who argues. It just emphasizes the the need for us to be quiet. I've just been emphasizing it, and this is a challenge, so we need to retreat it. If you notice, if we keep seeking from the Lord the gift of wisdom, then we would know that we don't even need to argue. Both women and men, we don't need to argue. We don't need to prove that we are right. We don't need to talk, because wisdom is all encompassing. It makes you know when to act and not to act. It makes you know when to talk. You will be able to sit among kings and queens because you'll be seen as a smart person. You understand? It was actually verse 19 that says, it's better to live in a desert land than with a woman who argues. Wisdom is really profitable to direct. When I was younger, I remember my parents, like my dad, always saying that smart woman is actually the one that controls the husband, because you won't talk, but actually you're humble, you're this, you're that, but everything you want in being a calm person and a good person, you get everything you want from your husband, and people wouldn't know it. Yes, that's one thing I did get from my dad. Now we are just going to focus on 24, which is also all encompassing, which talks about wisdom. It says, proud, self-important, and one who laughs at the truth are the names of the man who acts without respect and is proud. Yes, these are the attributes of a proud person. If you are self-important, oh, this is who I am, or you laugh at people, you laugh at the truth, like I've said previously in other chapters, nobody can tell you this. You are all knowing. Definitely, you're not wise, and it won't take long for you to get the reward. The Bible explicitly states what you get from being a proud person. I'm just going to leave us with the last one, which talks about kindness. Kindness is a very good virtue. Not everyone is kind. Kindness, if you're kind, you will be able to know when to talk and when not to hurt people. And that's why I'm still emphasizing this gift of wisdom, because if you're wise, you would know that you need to be a kind person. Kindness is very, very important. You would be able, even when you're hurt about something or you want to do something to someone, you would always tell yourself, how will I feel if the table is turned? I think that's what kindness is about. Always checking with yourself, would this be right if this is done to me? I don't want us to talk too much. The video is already getting to 8 minutes. Do have an amazing day, and see you tomorrow, which is day 22. I love you guys, and have a good week. God bless you. Bye-bye.